Alrighty, it's your boy Zxous, and we're back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. And in today's video, we are finally going to be ranking the new Neon for the Burst 3 tier list. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and cope any longer. I'm not. I've given her the benefit of the doubt. I've waited for Chatterbox. That's the latest I was waiting to test her out, and in Chatterbox, she disappointed me even more. Right, because this character, it's not that she's a bad character, and right, we'll get into all of it, right? But before we even get into all that stuff, make sure you guys subscribe. Let's try to get like 35 likes on this video minimum, and then if y'all wanna, if you want Nikke to buff up this Neon, then like 60 likes or something, I don't know. But the new Neon is obviously a bit iffy, right? She's a bit iffy because like the problem with this new Neon is that her kit, when you read her kit, it looks good, right? Her kit looks good, but she doesn't do damage. And I think the community is genuinely concerned, and they genuinely think that this character is bugged, right? And when you read her kit, right, she's supposed to be bugged, or not bugged, she's supposed to be like quite nasty in her situation, right? Obviously when you use her burst skill, depending on how much times you use her burst skill, the damage to parts, like bosses parts, increase, right? 12.4, 12.4, 12.4, and that stacks, right? So it would go from 12.4 the second time you use it, it would go to 24.8, third time you use it goes to 27.2, right? So it would go like that. And again, the same thing for the second skill. When you enter the third stage of a burst skill, of just a full burst, you could say, it would go from 20, 20, 20, basically a total of 60. So it's very, very, very weird that when you use her, she's not doing numbers, right? Now, I've tested her with her best scenario against a fire boss with parts. I've tested her against just fire enemies. I've even tested her against characters like Neon, the SR Neon, and the only time the SSR like out damaged the SR one was in shooting range, where she's going to have her core hits proc, right? And it wasn't like by a massive jump, right? It wasn't like, oh, it was like, oh, domination. The SR was quite close to the SSR, right? So that's why the SSR is quite bad in my opinion, right? I don't think there's any more coping. Like, I know some people are still waiting for Union Raid, but it's like, if you read her kit in Union Raid, it doesn't matter, right? Because actually the best way to get like the most usage out of this character is by not using her burst skill. If you don't use her burst skill, you no longer have a skill 1. So by using her in PvP, or not PvP, against like in Union Raid or whatever, she's not gonna have that much of an advantage because she already lost 2 skills, right? And then if they're not a fire type enemy, since her second skill is based on strong element, the only thing that she's going to be based on, or her damage output is going to be based on, is her normal attack, right? This right here, right? Which isn't going to be all that bad for a machine gun. Now the thing is, you could have all this buffed up by characters like Litter and stuff. You can have her attack buffed up heavenly by even more characters, right? And that's why people are saying, right, she's usable because of those situations and stuff like that. But the thing is, it's not really all that good. If like, she's not a good character if I'm losing her kit, right? I can't say she's a good character because she does numbers if I'm only using her normal attack and buff her up with other characters. Because for example, Arya is only 0.10 under her, right? So Arya's doing, just on normal attacks, supposed to be doing the same amount of numbers as Neon if they were only getting buffs for their normal attack and no other skills were being procced, right? For Arya, her kit is actually getting procced though because she's entering full burst. But even still, if she was to be sitting beside Neon would get all this extra stuff too, right? So it's not that crazy of a character, honestly. She's not really all that crazy of a character. You could look at her and you could tell me this, that, that, but she's not that great of a character, right? And it's a very, very sad because she is a limited, right? This is a character that, as of right now, no confirmation of her rerunning. And even if she did, I would highly recommend to skip. I don't think you should. Now, big problem with her, and let me talk more about this part, her burst skill. The problem with her burst skill is that it does no damage, right? Again, the average player is not gonna have this character level 10. Let's just be realistic. The average player is not gonna have her level 10 fully. I think like a good place for a lot of these characters is all level 4 skills or even all level 5 skills. That's like where like then boom, you can go test her out and say if she's good or not. Right, because even at level 1 it's 6.5, right? The thing is, when you use her burst skill, you end up doing less damage than her normal attack, because it's the damage output is quite bad, right? 11% of final attack, right? So that could also be including like the buffs and stuff from other characters and stuff like that, of course. But the thing is, it's not that crazy because of how long this takes to proc. Not how long, like it doesn't take that long, but essentially I'm getting 7 shots in 7 seconds when I changed my weapon to whatever that weapon is. I don't know if it's a rocket launcher because there's no charge gauge, but whatever the weapon she changes to, essentially you're getting like 7 shots in for 7 seconds. The thing is, with a machine gun, you can get like damn near 100 something shots in 7 seconds, and then it's like 5.57% per bullet. So you're doing just so much more damage with the normal attack than the burst skill in general. So this character is just not good no matter how you look at it, right? Because if I have to use only her normal attack to get the most damage out of her, that means I'm not using her burst skill. That means I'm not getting her first skill. So that's already 2 skills that come out or like no longer work for her, no matter how good it is, just because her normal attack ends up doing more damage than her burst skill, right? And then again, her second skill doesn't work unless you're fighting fire-coated enemies, right? I don't even think, even when I use her against fire-coated enemies, like literally bosses with fire-coated enemies, like whatever, she's not doing good, right? In Chatterbox, she still had the strong element the entire time, right? She still had the strong element the entire time, and she ended up doing less damage than Neon, the SR Neon. Actually, let me show you guys. So right here, as you guys can see, I don't know if you guys can, let me make it full screen, but if you take a look, the SR Neon has 7.3 million, while the SSR, who got the buff, the strong elements, all that stuff, and is an SSR attacker, more attack, more like better gear. Like literally, if you look at the gear, I gave her level 5 gear. She has her skills level 5, right? And then she also, the SR1 has level 0 gear, level 1 skills, and the same cube as the SSR Neon, but the SSR Neon has level 5 gear, level 5 skills, and then the level 4 cube. And she ended up doing less damage than the SR in a situation like Chatterbox, where that's supposed to be her best damage. I didn't use her burst skill either, right? So the only thing that was being procced was the second skill, right? So her normal attack completely with just the strong element, which is more damage, and she still ended up doing 10 times less damage than not 10 times, but she ended up doing way like 1 million less damage than the SR. So you can kind of see how she's just a bad character, right? Not that great, not that good, and it's because of that I'm going to have to give her the high. Like, she's not good anywhere. In PvP, she doesn't work. Right now, she's not doing damage no matter where you take her. Like, giving her low C is just criminal. I think I just want to put her in D tier, honestly. I honestly just want to put her in D tier, right? I would say she's only better than these 2 characters here for the SSR stage. I would only say she's better than these 2 characters, right? So that's what my ranking is for her, either high D or low C, but I'm going to give her D. I just am so disappointed this character. Until they buff her or something like that, that's what she's staying for me personally. Let me know what you guys think. It's your boy Zxous, and I'll see you guys next one. I'm out. Peace.